fez. Não também uma semente de confiança, não era mais visão. Olhar de nós criança, da cor na brilha de inocência. E na mente envidaiada, embora talvez também não. Tem fé, sim, tem fé. Não também uma semente de confiança, não era mais visão.
I have a feeling I've been on TV too much today.
Right, how many hours? I watched the first interview with Kathy.
See? And that's
Oversaturation.
And that's Lucy Gasmarian, was chiming in as well. She did watch, of course, that interview we just played out there with Kathy Wood. Let me introduce her properly. Lucy Gasmarian is here with us on set, founder and managing partner at Token Bay Capital, a VC firm, of course, that invests into Web3 and crypto startups. So to your point there, April. Well, okay. So what have you been busy with apart from listening into Bloomberg TV a little bit too much?
Overexposure of David and Glaze. We can never get enough.
I think, listen, the big headlines have really been coming out of the US. We're having a sea change in the world's biggest economy, that they're not just sort of allowing crypto, they're actually embracing it and want to be the front runner. They really want to own this industry, they want to be the leader in this technology, and that's really set us up in 2025 for quite a spectacular platform of how this is going to play out over the course of this year. I mean, if anybody had come out with any crypto predictions at the end of 2024, this was not it, right? A Bitcoin strategic reserve, you know, in our wildest dreams. But here we are, actually living and breathing crypto being a top-down, macro, government-led order from the US president. So that's going to really trickle through to the industry. We actually are just beginning to see the green shoots of that. So with regulatory clarity and the institutions can now move into the space, they're basically being given the green light. And we're seeing a pickup in crypto M&A, which is really interesting because it's giving participants a lot more confidence to start investing in the space and really sort of building, you know, businesses now for the long term and actually be the winner in this space. So I think we've got an incredible start for 2025 and onwards. Interesting that the markets have actually sold off. I think crypto has been rolled up into this bigger macro concerns, and actually this sea change is leading to a lot of volatility in the markets. But actually, if you take away that noise and you actually look at the messaging when it comes to the crypto ecosystem and blockchain economy, it's a really powerful time for the industry.
I mean, nonetheless, there is still a question mark, I think, for many over precisely what the strategic Bitcoin reserve, what that actually looks like, how that plays out. So in your mind, what are the assumptions that you're making about what that looks like and what some of the risks are? I'm thinking particularly perhaps around moral hazard, for example.
I think what's interesting with the Bitcoin reserve is that they've come out and issued a statement and a policy on their Bitcoin holdings. So let's not forget that actually the government already is a holder of Bitcoin, but it's becoming intentional about that holding now. It's actually making it an active strategy that they want to build upon. So I think what we're seeing in this first iteration is phase one of the Bitcoin strategic reserve, you know, getting everyone comfortable with the fact that now the US government believes that it is of national security issue, it is of strategic significance. because it is the first non-government money. And it's interesting that the world's most powerful government actually wants to have a big stake in the world's first non-government cryptocurrency. So it is phase one where they're trying to work out how they're going to fund this. How big is this reserve going to be? Are they going to buy more Bitcoin from Congress to do so? And, you know, we have the beginnings now. What the Bitcoin strategic reserve looks like in 5 years could be very, very different, right? And by that point, we may have other governments, other countries, all like holding Bitcoin in an intentional way as well. Because again, let's not forget, a number of different governments around the world already hold Bitcoin that has been seized from illicit and criminal activity on the internet.
That brings to mind then, what kind of asset then are they adding to their reserves? Because to your point, this year it's sold down because of the macro. And some years it's a hedge. Yeah, central banks, we had a conversation earlier on with the Philippine Central Bank, and I didn't get to ask it, but you know, gold, for example, is such a strategic reserve because it doesn't behave like the other assets they hold. So can I ask you that question? What is this asset that they're bringing onto their reserve? Because that's
I think there's two aspects to this. I think one, it's a very new asset. It's still, gold is really old. I mean, thousands of years. I don't actually know when gold was first discovered, but it's really old. Bitcoin is 16 years old, and it's really only taken off, you know, in the last decade, say, in terms of mainstream reporting and consciousness. That's incredibly new. The second thing about Bitcoin is that it needs to be understood because it's a fundamentally new type of asset technology. It's representing native internet money. And that's a concept most people are not familiar with. I think if you ask the vast majority of people in this room what Bitcoin is, you kind of get a number of different answers and probably quite a few blank faces. They know they should know about it. They know it's important, but what actually is it? And if you take the time to sort of look into what Bitcoin is, fundamentally it is something very different. As I say, you know, it's non-government money. It's now being viewed as a form of digital gold as we move to a global digital economy. And so while in the short term there's a correlation with macro and it's kind of a risk-on-off asset trading along with the NASDAQ, actually over time we should see those correlations break down as it's actually value from what it brings to the overall asset classes globally that we have and really distinguishes itself from the other assets.
Because to your point, Dave, though, in terms of asking that question of, you know, what is the point of Bitcoin in your portfolio? Like what kind of asset are you holding? That expectation has changed a lot, even just over the last few years among investors themselves. If we think about venture capital space, the expectation has shifted that now we're not necessarily wanting to bet on promise or future exponential growth, but on something and profitability revenue that we're seeing now. So is this a sort of short-term trend that's responding to risk-off appetite and, as you say, some of these global currents that are going? Or are you seeing this as a sort of more long-term shift in what investors are looking for, particularly in the VC space, when it comes to crypto?
So I would distinguish between Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency and then the VC space. So what I'm focusing on is actually investing in crypto businesses, building new blockchain infrastructure that's going to underpin our global financial economy. And also, it also extends to sort of social media and of the new internet. And then there's liquid cryptos, right? So you've got Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana. So I think they're kind of two separate things in terms of VCs focusing more on sort of companies and new upcoming protocols, and then Bitcoin. But when it comes to Bitcoin, we are getting broad acceptance now. I mean, BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, has now added Bitcoin to their model portfolios as a diversifier. Now, they're not doing that to change their mind in 2 months' time. You know, when BlackRock adds it to a model portfolio, they're making, you know, institutions don't chop and change. When they invest, they have very long time horizons. So we can expect this just to get bigger and bigger and more important. And actually, the institutions haven't yet moved into being fully bought into the whole Bitcoin story. They're still evaluating. You know, now they're under pressure because it's sort of, you've got the retail bottom up and now you've got the president of the United States, and there's still this gap in between of sovereign wealth funds and pension funds. And when that, you know, gap gets filled, we are likely to see a big jump up in Bitcoin's price, but also broader and broader acceptance that this is an important asset as we move to global digital financial markets.
Right. Final question. Room full of bankers. What's the message? How do we need to be thinking about this at this point in time?
No, I think it's wonderful that crypto is now so mainstream that it actually has to be included in an agenda from a mainstream bankers conference.
Right.
You know, there was a time where crypto crypto conferences were separate. Now you cannot have a global financial conference without crypto, without Bitcoin, without these conversations. And that's really exciting. And that obviously says a lot of where the market's going. So, you know, when people get concerned, Bitcoin selling off 20%, 30%, I think take a step back and actually see where this industry is headed.
Lucy, fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us here. Of course, busy time. No conference is complete now. Of course, that part of the virtual assets part of the spectrum. Lucy Gasmarian there, of course, out of Token Bay Capital. Right. We had a conversation earlier on with the HSBC CEO. 6 months into the job, his first interview to talk us through really this simplification process, this restructuring, and where they are as far as that's concerned. Here's my interview earlier on with George Elhead.
What we announced is we will be incurring about $1.8 billion of cost, essentially severance costs.
Okay.
That the saving, most of the decisioning for that will take place this year. Most of it will take place in the first half of the year. That the benefits will start materializing this year, with a $300 million benefit will come this year. That the benefits will materialize in full by the
Moved in. Like, crypto is now so mainstream that it actually has to be included in an agenda from a mainstream.
I like what she says at the end there.
There was a time where crypto conferences were separate. Now you cannot have a global financial conference without crypto.
Yo, about to get started.
Without these conversations, and that's really exciting. And that obviously says a lot of where the market's going. So, you know, when people get concerned, Bitcoin selling off 20%, 30%, I think take a step back and actually see where this industry is headed.
Lucy, fantastic. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us here.
One
Busy
moment.
time.
I'll get
conference is
started
complete
here,
now.
folks.
That part of the virtual assets part of the
We're live. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Right. We had a conversation earlier on with the HSBC CEO. 6 months into the job, his
About to
first
get the
interview
session
to talk us
started,
through
and let's get started in like 2-3 minutes.
Restructuring and where they are as far as that's concerned. Here's my interview earlier on with George Elhead.
What we announced is we will be incurring about $1.8 billion of cost, essentially severance costs.
Okay.
That the saving, most of the decisioning for that will take place this year. Most of it will take place in the first half of the year. That the
Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. We'll get started here. Look at the markets for the morning.
Will come this year. That the benefits will materialize in full by the end of full year 2026. And so the full year 2027 will benefit from the full $1.5 billion saves that we're targeting. What we also can
Let me know. Y'all take notes there. I was from Hong Kong. I was watching that like a couple hours ago, actually, when it was live. That wasn't live right now. This was live like 5 hours ago. I was watching this at like 1 in the morning. I was watching this 5 hours ago. So I thought I would play that part. There was another good part. Kathy Ark. There was another good part. If you know Kathy Ark, Catherine Ark, I think. Kathy Wood of Ark Investments. She had a part too. Her part was pretty good too. This is at the HSBC. This is the HSBC Global Investment Summit, live in Hong Kong. I was watching it while I was listening to it while I was literally doing like a 45-minute ab workout on my floor. And that part, yeah, I was listening to this guy too, but most of what I listened to was her and her, to be honest. The two women that spoke. I don't even think I listened to any like of the guys. Yeah, listen to her. A lot of you guys should know who she is. But I don't know if you guys are taking notes there, listening there. Are you guys listening there? She had some interesting stuff to say. Pretty much sounded like me there. Everything I've been saying. I like what she said at the end about, how now, like, look, exactly what she said at the end there is, they're at the HSBC Global Investment Summit, and there's a digital asset talk. There's a digital asset talk there. She said some good things there. Everything she said there is pretty much what I agree with everything she said. That's what I've been familiar language I've been speaking, and you know, if you've come on my streams often, it's, you know, you get that from Michael Saylor. Let's thank him. I think there's hours of probably just watching his videos. He's good at breaking it down. Well, there's one thing she said. There's one thing that she also said about most people don't understand Bitcoin. She's like, there's a lot of investment bankers in this room, and I could go to each one of them and ask them, you know, get a different answer, this, and that. It's, you know, like, if you were to ask everybody about gold in there, have like more of a direct, probably similar answer, but it's the same thing I've said. If you've been on my streams, I talk to everyday people. I've said I live in a hotel, so I talk to a lot of everyday people. I always ask people about Bitcoin, and like I've said on streams, several streams, I've said like, when you ask someone about Bitcoin, they say, "Oh yeah, it's a cryptocurrency," right? And she said that there. She said people need to understand what. She forgot the word why though. You know, what and why. Why Bitcoin is like, why something like this would exist. You know, why. There's a what and why when you kind of like deep dive into really understanding it. And it's interesting how that conversation happens, and what we if you're in my inner circle, what I posted the other day, this, and we talked about this. Let me just find the picture. Nice conversation there that can wrap your head around adoption, and then when you look at what they might be planning for the next 5 years, just in North America. But then she even said, like, because every other nation's holding Bitcoin, but no, like El Salvador is one that's, you know, really, it was one that was really like buying it and buying. Most of that Bitcoin that these countries are holding is from seized Bitcoin. She even said it. But Northern America, like we've talked about, imagine if like some of these get to like what South America's at. South America's at 6.6%. So just ownership more. Exactly what she said. Like if people understand it more. Yeah, gold's dropping. Maybe probably what happened yesterday. Bearish all morning. So we will watch this probably drop. Sells. Hey, if you're in my inner circle, I went over like 25-30 area Saturday and Sunday. I did say, if you're part of the inner circle, don't say I didn't tell you about that 25-30 area for sells potentially. I even said if it spikes up, wicks down. Literally on Saturday we did a session on inner circle, and then we did 2 sessions Sunday. I did say that, you know, if you're looking for, as long as it stays below kind of this 25, it might be more bearish, but you can see rejection at 25. This could continue more bearish. I wouldn't want to sell here, miss the sell there. So maybe wait for an entry a little bit later if it comes down. Looks like it's going to trade into this candle here, that red one. We'll keep an eye on gold. Could drop today, and maybe find buys later. Let me see something. Probably chill for a bit, let the market, you know, settle down here. It's dropping hard right now. Could keep dropping down. Yeah, I like that video. Or that little interview, you know? Pretty cool. Very cool. It's like everything I've been saying. It's like, who knows what price Bitcoin's gonna go to when the time comes. When the time comes. Hey man, it's Tuesday. We're gonna see how the market does today. Literally, like I said, I was gonna be focused on inner circle a lot in March. Been pretty steady. Called out a buy yesterday. If you're in my inner circle. Buying around this area. It ended up hitting all my buy limits. Ripping up. Found some more entries. I held this thing. I was like, I had a zone marked. An area that I was like, it should hold this area. I followed my analysis. This thing broke up. Pulled back. Went up. Pulled back. Went up. I was patient yesterday. Again, just chilling, letting the market kind of, because I wasn't in sells. Wasn't in the sells. 25 would have been the sells. I had sells. Crazy. Like, I had the sell here. Bigger sell. So when I saw this drop, I was like, okay, this could be getting ready, potentially. Pretty much like, what time was this? This would have been like, what time was this? 10:49 in the morning. When I took the screenshot. Looking like on the 1 hour, we got kind of an area here where we could react. Like, see this right here? Maybe on the 1 hour, like that candle. Interesting candle on the 1 hour. If there's like support, it might find it in this candle. There's like a retest area there. Maybe keep an eye on this. I'm gonna watch gold for the morning. You can have Assassin's Creed. I think I have Assassin's Creed right here. Let's see. What do you guys think today? You guys got any charts? You guys got any analysis? Drop them in the chat if you do. If you got any trading view charts. What's Ethereum at? I even went over that Ethereum last week, I think. When was that? At the end of last week on Friday's stream. Friday. Yep, went over that on Ethereum on Friday. Did talk about that. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's dropping. Dollar's bearish right now. I have a little bearish drop here. Gold dropping too. Interesting. Some correlation there. Silver went up too. Silver looks bullish on the daily. If I did talk about this on some streams. I think it was I've only been doing inner circle streams. We're here live on YouTube. Silver looks bullish on the daily. You know, more in an uptrend here. So I got this low. high. Higher high. Might have just formed a low here. Signaling maybe go up, but not. You know, today's moved significantly, so it could drop today and tomorrow go up, or it could still go up a bit. Next candle opens tomorrow and then it starts to pull back, go up. That looks bullish on the daily right now. We'll wait it out, but yeah, that looks bullish on the daily. I think maybe tomorrow, like if it closes bullish, it could push up tomorrow. Kind of helps. Kind of look at gold. So when I'm looking at this, only because it's like, okay, this chart looks super. You know, this chart looks more bullish. It's one of the metals, so maybe there's like today closes bullish. It wouldn't be a buy here though. You would need to come down, you know, closer to here. Buy gold. Nah, wait. What time is it? It's 8:12. I'm gonna wait a bit. Chill. In case it just breaks down, I'm just gonna watch it. Probably for might even just watch it for the next hour. Chill. I got this trend line here that could be liquidity. You know, just ends up breaking it. I'm not gonna take a trade right now. Just gonna chill maybe for the next hour or so and watch the market. We just jumped on, right? We've been on the charts for what, you know, 20 minutes. Not long. Just gotta chill. No trades right now. I'm just gonna chill. The market was a sell at 25. This candle looks like it's gonna close bearish. So next one could potentially just keep dropping. We could just keep dropping. And we'll wait for maybe an entry. We'll see. We'll chill because we don't want to rush price. It's coming to a 1 hour area. Like you can see that trend line. That trend line's sketchy because it has touched multiple times. So I'll wait. Gonna wait gold out. Watch the market. Know what I'm saying? Well, on the 1 hour, you have this candle here, red candle, a drop down, a big engulfing candle here. So on the 1 hour, you have technically like a support here that maybe you could get some bounces, some scalping reactions, or even a bigger hold. The market could potentially try to hold it. see that red candle there. This big engulfing candle right here is getting retraced right now. Missed a quick, reaction there, but doesn't mean it's fully ready. Maybe the market accumulates here a bit, sets up, and keep an eye on it. Maybe it starts to shift out of here. And maybe the market could eventually shift out of this. Well, I'm just gonna watch price for a bit. That's what I see on the 1 hour right now. This red candle, sell candle. You can see where that trades into. Engulfing candle. Potentially, like, it could hold here. I know it's early right now still. Potentially, you get maybe a reaction here in that area. Still early.
So there's Shopify dropshipping, Amazon FBA, but what if I told you there's a third model? It's new. It's a spin on regular dropshipping called AI.
Oh, just chilling. But like now it's like, because London went up, but now we're already retracing. So if this zone doesn't hold, then it'll retrace longer, like yesterday, probably till like the same time. This zone, maybe some reactions. In this zone, it's like scalping reactions that could potentially trigger longer. I'll keep an eye on it.
Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo mi tiempo, guardar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte, verte, tenerte paciencia, tu locura es mi ciencia,
Oh wait, could come down more still, like 15 or 12. No, I better wait. Like, might have to wait like an hour. Might have to wait 2 hours. Might have to just have to chill. Might have to wait 30 minutes. It's watching the market, waiting for like a signal. This area though is kind of the only thing I see like right now. If we're looking at anything in front of us, the market's kind of had that same flow with engulfing candle retracement. If you look, see this green candle, and then you like retrace it. Like, you keep getting these big green candles that get retraced. You can see. So no trade as of yet. Maybe one in a bit.
Quiero darte un beso, perder contigo mi tiempo, guardar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte, volverte, tenerte
this is Russell Brunson, and in a couple of days, I am doing a crazy, exciting, fun, unique event called the Selling Online 3-Day Challenge, where I'm going to be teaching you guys everything I know about how to actually sell online. This is not one of those wimpy challenges where you show up for an hour and you hope to pick up one or two.
I'm not in any trades. Just chilling, watching the market, guys. That's part of trading. If you're in Inner Circle, I gave you guys some good analysis for sells already at 25, 30 area up here. So there's no rush. No rush right now. This is accumulating a little bit, but I'm just gonna watch gold this morning. If I see a trade worth entering, I'll call it out like usual. But might have to be patient this morning, guys. That's part of trading. There's no, maybe I buy the dip, but no, there's no signal right now. The market's dropping, like 4 hour. Like if you were to get in sells on this next 4 hour, you'd have to put your stop loss like up here, maybe target the low. I'm not looking for that trade. I'd rather just wait the market out. It's about to be 8:30. This could drop into like 9:30, 10:30 range maybe. If this keeps dropping this morning until like 9:30, 10:30, wherever it is, don't know where it's gonna be. If it keeps dropping, it could be. So what I mean by that when I say if it keeps dropping, it could be anywhere in price. You don't have to always forecast where price is gonna be. You could just kind of plan ahead, like okay, if around this time, this usually happens. So let's just say if the market's dropping, wherever it is, it could be all the way down here. The market could be all the way down here, and if in that time it's all the way down there, or the market could be all the way down here, or the market could be, if around that time, it's like yesterday, or if this thing keeps dropping like yesterday, just later on reversal, like towards the end of London session, like what happened yesterday. If we were here right now, this thing just kept dropping until the afternoon when the morning was done. Reversed up after. So if it keeps dropping, just keeps dropping out for the morning, timing and waiting for like the appropriate time where it usually reverses, because the market won't just drop forever the entire morning, the whole day. At some point it's going to reverse, and that's usually around the same time or same area of time. So far every pullback's been nice, and you have this 1 hour area. So if you're looking for a buy, there's potentially a confirmation in this area, potentially, right? I think around 15, 14. If you can get a buy at like 15, 14, that would be better for scalping. I'll look for a buy entry, I'll take small entries, or around 15 and 14 if it can do some pullbacks. Because that's the only setup that's here right now. And if I like to take what I see. So like where it just kind of reacted. This is a pullback. Every pullback literally has held on the engulfing candles. If this area doesn't hold, then it'll probably trade down lower to like 9:30, 10:30 range, kind of like yesterday, and set up for a reversal later on. I think we could look for entries here or closer to 15, 14, a couple, a dollar or two lower. We could look for entries. It's pushing up as I say that. We could look for entries as I say. I'm trying to get closer to 14, 15. Like here's a good entry, but I wouldn't go full position because I'd want to get closer to like 15 or 14 area. So I'll try to let it pull down. See if it could get to that 15 closer to it. I think scalping, we have a potential scalping setup here for buys around that area. This is the 1 hour candle. I think scalping wise, we have a setup here. If it can, you know, it's not a bad entry right now because I think scalping wise, like, if it could push from here or even come lower, make a push. That's all I see for now. Literally, like, low. My Spotify. I'm just on YouTube. I gotta make, like, I'm making a playlist right now. I've been adding to it on YouTube. I just saw that. Come down a little bit. Lori, I like buys on gold just because this candle here, engulfing candle, it could hold that. And if it does, that could potentially turn into like this type of movement up, maybe at the most. I'd say buys as close to like 15, 14 area on gold, 15, 14. Close to there. Maximum would be like, so this zone. Let me remove a lot of these lines. It looks like a good buy, but this area, like if it could wick down quick to there, push down, you have better entries than where it's at right now. Even scalping, like you could, I think scalping wise, if you get good enough entry, a couple, $1 or $2 lower, scalping wise could just be a scalp here. See what happens with gold. I got in gold buys at 3,016. I would like it to go a bit lower, maybe find another entry close to like what I've been saying, 14 or 15. That's all I see right now for gold. It's about to be 8:30 right now. Yep. So this 1 hour, so like things like this kind of, what's the word, sparked my eye. If you look at all the engulfing candles, they all get retraced. You notice like this one, you can see how the candlesticks after stay like halfway above it, pretty much. See all these engulfings that I'm circling this one. And now we might be getting that, like we have this really big candle here where maybe 20, 3,000, so 3010 max, like right there. 3014, 3015. Obviously, it's leaving that. Like I said, it could probably go up or try to come back. It looks like a bullish reaction because this right here, you'll often see the engulfing candles, like they often get retraced like that. About half of it, that first one's a good example right down here. You see like half of the candle gets retraced before going up. See this big green candle here? You can see where this trades into. It trades into most, like a lot of that green candle, this red candle. So it's pretty similar here. Maybe the buys hold that zone. Market just pushed up. I should have went in heavier, but yeah, I didn't go in too heavy because I was hoping we'd come down a bit, maybe to like 15 or 14. I was hoping we get a little wick down quick, one more time down to like 14, 15. Would have been a difference if I got like closer to 14 or 15. That'd be like 40 pips right now. I don't know if any of you guys were able to squeeze in gold. You could, if you did, you could just scalp. You could honestly even just scalp it. It could be a quick morning. Or wait for 30-minute closure. Like we talk about, 15, close soon, 30-minute. Yeah, I reacted there. How much of my oh, if I'm up like 100 pips, a good pip, I'll close like a lot of it. I usually take like most of the partials then. So like it, maybe wait. You could put a buy. Yeah, you could if you're not gonna be in the chart. I gotta do those more often. Or even wait. I mean, there's time on the 30-minute to close. 25 minutes. This 30-minute could come back with the amount of time left on it. There's only a wick. There's a wick here on this candle, so this one, it could still come down to that candle and test it potentially on the 30 from the looks of it. Might try it. This candle could potentially flip bearish and then go back bullish. Like it, you know, could test the zone still. It's still a good zone to watch. I think 20, 25.15, 25.14. Closer to, so this zone right here. Doesn't matter, but it does matter. Yeah, no, it does matter, but not like it's not always gonna pull back. This, if this were to just close bullish like that in 24 minutes or more, then it does matter though. Yes, it does matter. What's the dollar doing? Been dropping. Silver's going up. Silver's pushing. Yeah, if it could, oh man, like I feel like it did some waves already. You know, like Elliott waves. Like it's done. We have this high. We have the low. That's true. If it breaks above 25, yeah, it is true. It just made a higher low here. It's an interesting price structure gold's in, like what it's been doing here, staying above $3,000.
Acércate, deja la duda, la noche fría pero conmigo asegura, despégate de la amargura y déjame llevarte a tu debida altura, de tus locuras, de tus ideas, de tu cultura y de tu ciencia, la alcanzaré, eso no lo sé, pero esta noche de mí no te escapas, esta noche no me importa.
And whenever you see maybe so an area like this, structure too. It gives you some. It's a hard area. It's going to be a hard area for price to get through. Like for price to trade through here, you know, and needs some volatility. It's an area where, you know, when you're coming to a candle or a thing that looks like that, where you could get like a bounce, and what we just saw, a reaction like that. I've seen it plenty of times. That's why when a market was approaching it, I was kind of highlighting that there's this 1 hour candle here, red. The red candle is key. It's just a significantly bearish candle, but then right after you get that bullish candle, so there's support in there. And obviously that maybe some imbalance with how big that candle is, how it moved. That 30-minute could come back. Yeah, see that it has a top wick on it. That 30-minute could still come back and test the zone. Looks like yesterday's price action right here. Interesting. Price looks interesting. It accumulated yesterday. It was accumulating here, and then it just got bigger. Took out those lows. But yeah, still gonna keep the same analysis. It looks like it might try to come back. So time will tell. Patience as well. It looks like that 30-minute, because I know someone in the chat also said like if the no bottom wick matters. It does matter. Like when you're looking at this candle right now, it's made a wick at the top. But you can see this wick here. It would be better if like this was flipped. If what we had, like the candlestick we have exactly right now, it'd be better if it was like upside down and there was a wick here and then the candle. There's a nice push there. Yeah, that's all I see for gold right now. US 30 pushing up. If this zone holds, like, so, stay on page. It's Tuesday. We still got like the whole week ahead too. This zone could potentially hold. I'm in buys. Not full position. I'm gonna see if it can go like maybe below because I got 16. Could have been a quick scalp there. Honestly, it pushed up. Pretty good move, real quick. I went to 20, 30 minutes. 17, like yeah, it could come back. Like it could close bullish. The next candle could even try to come down and still hold this zone. Like if this candle closes bullish, there still could be price action that fills this area. Ooh, February last week was bearish. Well, let's see. We've been coming down. Depends on the daily too for gold. Like look at the daily right now. So what do you see on the daily right now? It's like if this daily gets above 20, 25, it could flip bullish. Like the daily right now has come down for like 3 days. So it depends on how, even when you look at the daily perspective on gold, right? You got this daily candle here, green. If that closes bullish today, even the size that it is, that could be significant to tomorrow's movement. If you look at the daily, it's looking more like even on the daily now, like this could push up. Some daily time frame. So even watching how the daily bullish closes today could maybe set up for how it goes tomorrow's candle. Sells, maybe even like a lot of sells have been happening Thursday, Friday. Even last week, Thursday, Friday was sells. Yeah, I am in gold buys, but lower than where it's at right now. I got in around 3,016. Yeah, 1 hour. Big reaction there. Did anybody get in gold? Was anybody able to get in? Let me know in the chat if you're able to get in gold.
I used to spend my entire day in status meetings, but now my team actually has time.
Just get my back if I ever need it.
Managing projects shouldn't be here.
This is human
But
trafficking.
between endless meetings, constant email updates,
This was slapping your wife.
With ProPlan, incredible happens here.
Yeah, let me know if you got in. If you want to scalp it, could be. I mean, that was a pretty strong wick reaction. Dollar is dropping too right now. I wonder if the dollar is gonna keep dropping. The dollar's been dropping for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Gold went up, corrected. So that red candle I mentioned, even before that reaction happened, I was talking about it. You could try to scalp. You could scalp it if you got in. You know, call it a quick trade, or try to hold for the next like 2-3 hours and see how price goes. If you got in. If you didn't get in, maybe wait for it to come back to the zone. But it's kind of having a good reaction. Even this candle right now could close like how it is, which is a bullish candle. That's a hammer right now. The next candle could even try to come test it before going up. But yeah, that might be the only, I don't know if we're gonna find another trade today. That, you know, that one kind of came quick. I was expecting to be a bit more patient. I didn't get a full position size, so. But I am up like 30 pips, $3 move, almost 4. Let me know if you're able to get in gold in the chat. Let me know if you're able to get in gold. Maybe you got in when it made that push down. When I was talking about 15, 16, or 14, 15, 16 area. I'd hope to re-enter, maybe get a re-enter. You could scalp it and maybe watch for re-entries. Just use that profit for a re-entry. Scalp it, use the profit for a re-entry. That might be even a play if it does come back, because there is a big wick. And then we also got that 30-minute. I mean, 1 hour could be indicating, again, potential reversal. If anything, wait for pullbacks. See if the market comes back, test the zone. If the candles still look good. I think yesterday there was like some conflict. Like if you saw the news yesterday. This, you can read that a bit. Like I saw this yesterday. Russia accused of hollow peace talks after a strike. There was a strike, if I'm not mistaken. Russia-Ukraine aerial strikes. So yeah, this was yesterday. And yeah, like maybe that impacts gold. Could. If, you know, we've seen a lot of usually bad news impacts gold, right? In a positive way for gold. It usually sends gold up. And it's interesting because like when that happened, like that was yesterday, like around here. And then the gold literally spiked up, I noticed. So yeah, overall analysis for the day would be pretty much like watching that same zone. If it does come back, you could scalp it, try to look for re-entries. use that profit as risk if you did get in. I see a handful of you guys were able to actually get in. Yeah, potentially it's, you know, maybe one of two things. Potentially it's going up from here, or comes back into the zone a little bit and reverses. That might be the one. USD CAD, I don't know. I haven't been looking at that thing. It's coming to like a support. USD CAD, don't know about that pair. I don't watch forex pairs that much. Big drop still happening on it right now. Silver's going up, and silver looks pretty bullish. If silver can keep going up, that's something I like to pay attention to often. Like before this week started, I noticed silver was really lower. Gold was higher. Come on, let me grab it. There we go. See, like silver had some days down. But now we're getting that nice green candle pump up. If that keeps going, that gold will drag on with that, or you know, like they're metals, so like it's sometimes good to look at, like, because the charts are different pretty much, you know. So if you look at gold's chart right now, silver has a huge day. Gold, a lot of price fluctuation. Maybe it's setting up for that same move like silver. Bigger candle. On gold. If you look at gold on the daily, and you go on silver on the daily, so you go silver daily, silver's moved a lot today. You go gold on daily, hasn't moved as much. But yeah, for the day, that's really the analysis. I mean, there's not much more to cover. It looks like this thing is rejecting potentially. Could keep going. Yeah, silver's going up a lot today. Oh, it's like a bigger green candle today. You can see on silver, it's like an engulfing candle. Whereas gold, you can see is still not as big as that. So that could be maybe kind of like a little indicator, a little sign, sentiment. Yeah, like I said, that zone could be like if the market comes back, which it could, back into that zone, like you could look for possible re-entries. But I think for the morning, it's going to be a bit of a quicker morning here today. Whether or not if you were able to, I think that was the trade for the day right there. I see some of you guys caught in the chat. Overall, if you're not in, like, you can still keep an eye on that area and see if price comes back to it, closer to it. That's why sometimes you gotta like trade what's in front of you. At times, like the structure of price, I would have been able to get a way better entry or bigger entry size. Nice little reaction there. That's kind of like trade what you see, you know. Okay, I'm seeing this. Trade what you see. Yeah, that would have been a good. It was a good setup. Hopefully you guys were able to catch it. Let me know in the chat if you did. I think for the day though, for the morning, because we're going to be on later tonight as well. So we're going to be on for Tokyo session as well tonight. And then same thing tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow as well, New York session. Hopefully you guys were able to catch that trade. Like I entered a little late, to be honest. Some of you guys got someone said they got 14, 15. I see different entries in the chat. I got it a little late. I feel like that's why I said like it could be a little scalp, because I feel like I got a little late there. I didn't fully position for it. So if it's a scalp, if you scalp it, you take profit, you could still monitor that zone and be like, okay, the profit I made, I'll risk that potentially. And on daily it made, or wait, what time frame is it? Yeah, it's pushing up. On this time frame it made, let me remove drawings right here, like you can literally see divergence. You have a low and then higher low. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day, guys. Hopefully you guys are able to catch that entry. If it gets above 25, so like if you break above 25, 3025, you could look for that retest. So if market does pretty much something like what it did over here, where I put the arrow. So if you get like a break and retest, like you break above this 25, look for a retest of it. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But we're going to wrap it up for the morning, guys. That's pretty much going to be it. Although that trade live. I did say I was buying. If you're still in, it's pushing up more. Nothing moved quick. Yeah, we're going to be back on tonight as well. If it gets above, so if you look to the left, you see over here, I'm going to put a square there. Right here. See the green? I'll make it yellow or something. I'll make it brighter. So if you look to the left there, you can see what price did. How it broke above this level. Well, it made a resistance first. Broke above, retested, went up. So pretty much if it gets above there, same thing that happened like over there to the left. But that's going to be it, guys, for the morning. We're going to be back on later. I don't want to rush any other trades. This is a good trade to hold, or it's a good trade to hold. Still potentially could set up even if it pulls back. But potentially goes up. If it breaks above, you have like maybe a break and retest. Like over here, you could see break, retest, retest. So like the same area could potentially break, retest, retest. So I keep an eye on that. I'm going to be out for the morning here. Quick morning today. Usually we're on longer, but quick one today. And that's going to be it. We'll be back on tomorrow and tonight.